Top of the morning, my Cadillacers. Top of the morning, kinfolk. It's the Cadillac Talk Morning Show. I am your host, Macaroni, Big Tony Jones in the building. Salute to everybody watching this morning. Wherever you are in the world, I send you nothing but love, blessings, prayer. I hope your family's good, your health is straight, and your finance is even better. You know what I'm talking about? And if it's your first time checking in with us good folks, let me know what country, what state, what province, what street corner, what penthouse in the sky you checking in from, because we worldwide, and it's nothing but love, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? We got some interesting things to get into this morning. I'm going to let y'all know right now, the Fleetwood Stories today is serious. We got Pooh Shiesty, not just the robbery gone wrong, but the timeline of everything in his life, his daddy, man, that nigga lived a crazy life. Before we get into that, we got the GOAT of the GOAT conversation. Cameron, Stephen A. Smith, and the other man, whatever his name is, Perkins. There we go, Perkins. You know what I'm saying? Interesting take. Now, 100% of the poll says MJ is the GOAT. I'm going to say, in my humblest of opinions, MJ is the GOAT. You dig what I'm saying? We got a 6ix9ine talking about Boosie's money, you know what I'm saying? Boosie pocket watching. You know what I mean? So we got a deep show to get into this morning. You know what I'm talking about? So without holding y'all too long, because it's gonna be one of them shows, man. Without holding y'all too long, Saturday morning, salute to everybody watching. The poll and the chat is open for us to bust it up. Open chat for everybody to have fun and enjoy themselves. Just be respectful. That's all I ask. Be respectful to a player partner. And shout out to all my partner players. All right, with that being said, let's get down to the smoke.
Pull this off. They win this series. I'm not just talking about one game. I'm talking about the whole series. Where would beating Oklahoma City rank for LeBron on his long list of accomplishments? Cameron, why don't you go first?
He's tied up with Jordan.
What?
If he not necessarily wins the series, if he wins this championship, he's tied up with Jordan. I'm sorry, Steve. Michael Jordan is my GOAT too. I'm sorry. You got to realize this, right, Perk? Let's say not just the series. Let's say the next championship LeBron wins.
Good morning, Lady T, and salute to everybody watching in Ontario. All love, nothing but love to everybody in Ontario. And what we say in the comments, what we saying right now? MJ is definitely the GOAT. He doesn't need a crew to win rings. That is the number one thing that we got to get at. LeBron cannot be the GOAT when you got to, first of all, you left Cleveland to go team up with somebody else. We didn't do that in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? LeBron needs Hall of Famers beside him. He needs a crew. We don't do that though. No. We stay put. Y'all niggas come to meet. You know what I'm saying? That's what we grew up on. Shout out to the Kobe's of the world. Shout out to the MJs of the world. I cannot put goddamn. I wouldn't even put LeBron over Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, damn right. Stephen A's not having it. You know what I'm saying? Stephen A's face when he said, Stephen A looked confused as shit. But let's see what Cameron's trying to get at, because I don't understand. If LeBron wins right now, he only got 5 titles. Jordan got 6. All right, let's go.
How many rings he got, Stephen?
That would be 5.
No, it wouldn't.
If he has the ring, you said if he wins the chip?
Yeah.
He's got 4 championships. It would be his 5th.
But his son got 1, so it's 6. 6 rings in the James family. Same amount as Mike. That's what you've been beefing about this whole time. This whole time you've been talking about 6 rings. It'll be 6 rings in the James household if the Lakers win the championship this year. So it'll be tied up with Mike. So I don't want to even hear that argument anymore. But as far as winning this series, Shay, realistically, it's a tall task to ask. I don't know if no, they're not going to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. They haven't beat them all season. Today, I don't think that the Lakers are going to win this series. But if they do win this series, and in some type of way they do get to the championship and win, Stephen A., I don't care. 6 rings in the James household. That's been your biggest argument.
Y'all have that hasn't been my biggest argument. My
it's
biggest argument has been a multitude of other things. 10-time scoring champion, 6-time champion, 6-time NBA Finals MVP, never allowing the finals to get to a game 7, 9 times All NBA defensive first team. I mean, there's been a plethora of things. Don't get me started. It ain't just one thing. But listen, what we don't want to do, listen, we asked the question for the purposes of first take is the debate show.
Let's be honest. The Lakers ain't beating OKC for nothing. They're down 2-0. They ain't beating them for nothing. And even if they win a title, who cares? You know what I'm saying? LeBron is not Michael Jordan. 6 times in the finals, 6 NBA championships, 6 NBA Finals MVPs, countless amount of scoring titles, Defensive Player of the Year. You name it, Jordan did it all. Back in the time when the All-Star game mattered, when we really played. If I ask my opinion, man, LeBron came and made the game 2-star jelly. The man watered down the game. All right, that's my opinion. All right, that's just my opinion. There's no way you're going to put LeBron over Jordan, man. What we say? I feel like Cam Rogers rage baiting because, sorry to say, but Bronny ain't shit. So so he only has 5. That's 100%, man. Bronny don't even deserve to be in the NBA as of right now. There was a lot of other players that should have been in Bronny's position. And then Bronny got guaranteed money over players who's better than you. Bronny gets minutes over players who we don't deserve to get minutes over. What happened to Bronny when his daddy retired? I give Bronny about 2 to 3 years before he's out the league. Tops. Once his daddy retired, that's it for his career. You know what I'm saying? We know that that's nepotism at its finest. Now, I'm not dogging LeBron for it. I'm not. He did a good job as a father. But the league got to do better with allowing shit like that to happen because your son ain't ready. You know?
I get it. Let me just put this to bed. Ain't no way in hell Los Angeles Lakers beating Oklahoma City Thunder. There's only one way it would happen if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander went down and got injured.
Both of you guys are wrong. Stephen A., you know I stand at already with this whole GOAT conversation, but Cam, you're wrong. All this, Braun got to win another ring to look Jordan in the eye or be at the same dinner table with Jordan. No. We already looking at Braun as the greatest of all time. And I repeat, we could go down the list of things. Both of them,
Braun ain't even better than Kobe. What are we talking about? What world do we live in? No, listen. What diehard basketball fans gotta understand, bro. The closest thing to Michael Jordan was Jelly Bean Kobe Bryant. That's it. The Mamba. That's it. If you want to put LeBron somewhere, you can put him third if you want to. I wouldn't put him as my third. I put Al Iverson in there. That's what I'm doing. I put Iverson before fucking LeBron. I'm doing it. I don't give a fuck. LeBron come after that. LeBron can come 5. You know what I'm saying? I'll put goddamn Shaq over LeBron. I'm not putting any nigga who needs to team up with every fucking body to win a title and then call himself the goddamn GOAT. I ain't doing it. I'm a ball player. I'm a ball enthusiast. That's not basketball. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
resumes are longer than the CVS receipt. But when it comes down to pressure, the word pressure is no other athlete in the history of sports, not just the game of basketball, that's been under amount of pressure like LeBron James since the age of 16. Not one other athlete was on the cover of Sports Illustrated labeled the chosen one. Not one other athlete came into the league with the expectations of living up to Michael Jordan and has exceeded expectations. He was set up to fail. It's video footage of his teammates that before he got into the league that was hating on him. His own teammates were hating on him before he was drafted in 2003 to the Cleveland Cavaliers. So we could go with all this championship stuff and Jordan got 6 rings and all this stuff. When it comes down to longevity and it comes down to pressure, it's no other athlete.
Yo, you're right. See, Stephen A. Smith, he's not having it. He's done with the argument. He's like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah, LeBron had longevity. Yeah, he had pressure. But nigga, you folded. You was in Cleveland, and when the shit got too hot for you, He made the announcement when teamed up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. That was the end of his legacy for me, personally. I don't know about his young generation, but even then, nigga, you went to 10 finals in a row and only came up with like 2 or 3 at the most? Nigga, what are we talking about? Jordan went to 6 and got all 6. Then nigga retired and came back. 3 full seasons, championship. What the fuck are we talking about, man? Without going to go recruit other motherfuckers, he didn't call goddamn what you call it there? Patrick Ewing. He didn't call goddamn Akeem Olajuwon. He didn't call the great. Hey man, we gotta team up and go play some basketball together so we can win some championships. Nah, nigga, I'm the guy. I want to win with the players I got. My sidekicks got it. Man, LeBron, I don't know what the fuck Perkins is talking about, man.
Ever in sports that was under the amount of pressure like LeBron James. With that being said, this is why he's the greatest of all time.
You can look at it that way if you want to, which you choose to do with your fellow 2003 McDonald All-American teammate.
That's what I was just about to say.
Let's not leave that out.
I was just about to say that. Every time I see you, Big Perk, I played with LeBron. Me and LeBron played together. I'm in my second career already. Look at him. He's still doing this. This is favoritism. It's a bunch of favoritism.
All right.
What? Michael Jordan doesn't do game sevens.
That's right. We accuse you of
everything else.
favoritism.
Yeah, it's favoritism because you're in the same era. In the same era as LeBron James. Y'all played together for years. And now he's still playing, and you say, oh, I'm in my second act. Look what he's still doing. No, Michael Jordan don't do game sevens, and Bron is my man.
Yeah, listen, it remind me when Jay Farrell was on Saturday Night Live imitating me. He said, Dwayne Wade, blah, blah, blah. I would know. We've showered together. That's what he said. That's how the hell you sound when you're talking about LeBron. But that's neither here nor there, Big Perk. Here's the reality of the situation. LeBron has exceeded expectation. I ain't taking nothing away from him. There are over 5,400 plus players in the history of basketball spanning 75 plus years in the NBA, and I got him number 2 all time. He's that great. But if you want to see, this is where the problem comes in, because if I sit up there and I say something, we hate, even though I got the man number 2 all time, right? I'm going to ignore the choke job against Dallas. I'm going to ignore, 4 consecutive fourth quarters. I'm going to ignore that you allowed yourself to be guarded by Jason Terry and J.J. Barea. I'm going to ignore that because that damn sure never happened to Michael Jordan. So when you look at it, I'm just saying the bottom line is we're only talking about 1 and 2. We're not talking about disrespect. We're not talking about an absence of greatness. We're not talking about an absence of reverence or being deified as a basketball god, which when LeBron James is right there on the Mount Rushmore. He's phenomenal. And by the way, he is the GOAT of longevity. There is no one that has been this great, this long as LeBron James. But
hold on. He might be the GOAT of longevity, but rumor has it he's on the thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I seen the interview with one of the partners said, hey, LeBron be on that thing. So, that's what I know. You know what I mean? So, far the niggas in the league said, he's on that thing. They will explain why you're 40, still hooping and looking the way you look like. I'm just throwing it out there. And then the nigga had to apologize later. You know what that means? He was telling the truth. That's it. The higher powers saw the shit, it circulated, and the nigga had to recant what he said. Nigga was telling the truth.
That don't mean at his best. He was Michael Jordan at Michael Jordan's best. And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you're not saying much because you're not keeping it real all the way. LeBron James, you can talk about what he did against Dallas, but he also has the greatest championship of all time. What he did to the Golden State Warriors.
You mean when the commissioner that you call the great you mean when the commissioner that you call the great commissioner gave him the stimulus package and suspended Draymond Green for the game 5 and then Bogut and Iguodala got hurt? You understand? And neither was straight for the rest of the series. You mean that? And Steph Curry was hurt that series too. Steph Curry was hurt that series too. I'm just saying, a lot happened this way.
That's the greatest championship of all time?
That's the greatest championship.
That's what he said.
That's what Perkins the same person. After one game, you got at San Antonio possibly getting swept, but we supposed to ignore the New York Knicks and what they did. This is how you are. And Cameron called you out on it, Perk. Plain and simple.
Now, I mean, the first thing is,
Yo, it's always gonna be a heated discussion in basketball. For me, there's no shadow of a doubt. LeBron ain't Jordan. Jordan did all he did in less time. LeBron is stat piling at this point. You're just sticking around to add more stats. Can he play? Yes. Is he the guy? No. Lakers are down 2-0 to the guy. You know what I'm saying? OKC. And you know who I'm talking about. I ain't gonna get into it. We know who Shea Alexander is. All right? Now, with that being said, I don't even think LeBron's number 2 on the Mount Rushmore. I'm definitely going with Kobe Bryant. Now, if you want to give him number 3, by all means. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the chat what y'all think. But as far as I'm concerned, MJ is the GOAT. And that's all I got to say on that. Moving on with the day. Well, hold on. What the hell happened here? All right, moving on with the day. We got another segment going on here. With the next segment is here. Tekashi 6ix9ine, all right, got an interesting take about Boosie Badass, all right, and I ain't gonna lie. He broke it down to a science. Made Boosie look kind of bad now, I ain't gonna lie. Boosie tripping. 25,000 a lick, and you still complaining? And your numbers is not doing what they used to. So,
I feel like you're the reason why a whole bunch of my guests are upset.
Yeah.
Because first Boosie had a problem.
You say you think or you know?
I know.
Yeah, I know too. No,
You know?
it is what it is. So my thing is like, pocket watching fucks up a lot of shit, right? From a man, it's strange. From a girl, it's like natural. You know what I mean? Because a girl's like, no, babe, he just did this, he did that. They fall in love with Instagram. For a nigga to do it, and especially a nigga that says he stands on principles, I'm just talking about Boosie, I know that's your man's, but for him to pocket watch, remember, he's your boy. Like, he's been interviewing you for how many years before? No, hold on, no, wait, don't defend him. Before I interviewed with you in 2025, how many interviews, what year did he start?
Well, technically, our first interview was 20 years ago. So, but way before Vlad TV, when I was doing DVDs. So, 2006 was the first interview.
Came off for this. He should have way more loyalty to you if it's fucking a century. You know what's a century?
It's 100 years.
A
decade.
No, a decade is 10 years.
Right, so 2 decades.
So 2 decades.
Yeah.
We were both wrong. I took facts. But listen, so my thing is, I think a century is 20 years.
Yo, Tekachi's slow though. You thought a century was 10 years? No matter how much money you got, don't mean that, you know what I mean, you still can't get it wrong. I mean, come on, my nigga. A century is not 10 years. 100 goddamn years, my nigga.
If I'm mistaken.
No, it's 100 years.
All right, it's 100 years.
Quarter century.
Yeah.
Quarter century.
Well, quarter century is 25
He
years.
should have more loyalty to you because at the end of the day, if he's been getting money with you, not 20 years, but maybe 5 years, 6 years,
Well, like 10
or 4
years.
years.
So we started going, regular in 2016 after he got out of prison. And then for the last 10 years, we've been regular, like, multiple times a year.
So just say, right, if he's been 10 years, Facts TV right here, best fucking shit in the world. If he's been with you for 10 years, just say he's done one interview. How many interviews would you say he'd do a year? 1?
Sometimes as many as 4.
4.
Yeah.
So 4 times 10
40. I mean, he's probably done
equals
maybe
40
maybe
times
30
25. Jesus Christ. So just for you to talk.
I said, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. $1 million at 25,000 a lick. 4 shows a month. 4 days for the year, goddammit. Nigga, that's $1 million. Fuck is you complaining about? That at that pace. But now, Vlad kind of breaks it down. But if that was what it is moving forward, my nigga, what the fuck is you just to sit on a couch and talk the talk? Just sit down with Vlad and talk some shit? Sounds ungrateful to me. I ain't gonna lie. That sounds very, very ungrateful.
Can you see that, guys?
Right. Okay. But
No,
here's
wait,
the thing.
no, fuck that. Can you see that, guys? So just for him to fucking talk, right? Just for him to be fucking, you know, speaking about whatever the fuck, you making $1 million off of this man?
Right, he's not making $1 million. So
Why not?
those numbers went up.
In 10 years?
No, but he didn't start out at 25. He started for free, and then we went to like a couple thousand.
How long has he been in 25,000?
Maybe like a year. Before that, it was 20. Before that, it was 15, 10. We kind of built it up. As the views went up, the appearance fees went up.
All right. My views have been going, give me a second. My views have been going up, right?
The first interview was the biggest
it was crazy.
interview.
It was
Yeah.
no, but I'm saying, but my numbers has kept a positive number over everybody else.
Your numbers are heavy.
All right, so let's get back to Boosie. So instead of over the years, his views, you know, doing what they do and his numbers going up, going up and, hold on, just up and down, right?
Well, they went up. They went up until a certain point. They started to dip down over the last maybe year or two.
But his pay, you just said that his pay was going up, like over the years, right?
Yeah.
A social media star who...
Bro, if your views start declining, or they like this here, how dare you ask for 25,000 a lick? I don't understand. Now, nothing goes up forever on the chart. We do know that. Nothing on the chart's going to just go up forever. It's going to be dips and ups and, you know what I mean? It's going to roller coaster. But, of all the years you've been with Vlad, of all the loyalty you should have for the player partner, and I understand Boosie's side. They call Vlad all kind of shit and you stuck by it. But Vlad was paying you, and the money kept going up, You get 25. What did you want? 50K? Like, what do you want? 100,000? Are you not doing Tekashi numbers? So, in my humblest opinion, bro, Boosie was pocket washing. Boosie got to relax. But now you went for 25,000 a lick, so they ain't getting shit, and I don't know what the fuck. Moving right along, we got some new segments to pop up and get into before we get into the Fleetwood Stories of the morning. All right, let's see what's going on here. We got a chef that did the unthinkable to his own family.
Murdered his family in 2017 will die for his crimes.
Anthony Milan Ross sentenced to death in Maricopa County Superior Court this morning. But the question is, when will justice be served here? 12 News journalist William Pitts in that courtroom as that sentence was handed down. Will?
Yeah, you can't predict a sentencing, especially when it comes to the death penalty. But there was one.
Always said in the chat. Yo, Boosie messed up himself when he went against the hand that feeds him 1,000%. The nigga was gracious enough to go from free, you know what I mean, couple thousand, you know what I mean, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, now 25,000 a lick. And in your mind, just to sit on the couch for like an hour and a half, whatever, you still complaining? It's a little bit of ungratefulness that goes on, man. I'm not going to lie there, bro. I'm not going to fake the funk. Boosie fucked up on that one. You know, I'm riding with Vlad on that one, man. For real.
Clue before the hearing even started that told his family members how this was going to turn out.
It only takes one juror to vote for life in prison instead of death. Before the verdict was read, the jury sent the judge a question.
Would it be possible for a defendant to stand when sentence is being read?
That sealed it in my mind as well.
Laura Sutherland knew right then Anthony Milan Ross would die for killing her sister.
He deserves to die. He doesn't deserve to be on this, or he doesn't deserve to breathe. I just wish they could do it sooner.
In 2017, Ross met up with his estranged wife, Iris, then shot her multiple times outside the apartment. Then he went in and shot his 11-year-old son, Nigel, and 8-month-old daughter, Adora. He spent hours barricaded in the apartment before being arrested.
I can't imagine anybody making any other decision after, planning, premeditating. And he had to think about what he was doing before he walked back in the house and killed the baby, and then walked up the set of stairs and killed Nigel.
Ross was a viral social media celebrity, a vegan chef who lost a lot of weight and posted videos on social media. But in trial, prosecutors say it was all a lie. They say he was obsessed with the idea of being famous, financing it with his wife's money. She filed for divorce in 2017, and 6 months later, Ross killed his entire family.
The hardest thing was listening to the defense, to try and make excuses for his behavior.
Ross's attorney said he had mental health issues, depression, paranoia. Laura Sutherland didn't buy any of it.
It's been 9 years I waited for this. Actually, today, such a relief. I feel like he got what he deserved.
Now, Ross didn't show any reaction at all when the sentence was handed down. One of the jurors, though, had tears streaming down his cheeks. All of them, though, affirmed that verdict. Now, Ross does get an automatic appeal, and in Arizona, it's taking more or less 20 to 25 years for an execution. Ross, right now, is 53 years old. William Pitts, 12 News.
All right, well,
Lionel Moore, who was...
Man, let me tell y'all something, bro. Sometimes I feel like defense lawyers, I know you're getting paid, but that is a dirty job. Dirty job. You know the man is guilty, but you try to spin it in a way to help him. You what kind of individual are you? Like, bro, you got to have no character to want to defend a brother like that. No character at all. What we say? Nope, he needs to get the death penalty. It's one thing, to off your wife, but your children and baby, come on with it, man. It's one thing if you got an issue with the wife and you did that, it's still wrong, but that's one thing. It's a bigger thing to deal with the kids who ain't got nothing to do with it. Boy, I don't think they should leave him on death row for that long, man. They need to get him in, get him out. 20 years, 25 years sitting on death row on taxpayers' money should not be allowed. Not for a brother like that. My personal opinion, he shouldn't even be allowed to appeal it. Because there's no reason for stuff like that. We live in a crazy society. Now we got another crazy individual. These people, I don't really understand why they do these things.
Supposed to register as a sex offender over a decade ago.
News 2's Haley Jefferson explains how police found the teen in Moore's criminal history.
Michael Sylvia, a 15-year-old girl that was reported missing back in 2024, was found over the weekend. St. Gabriel Police Chief Kevin Ambo says he's happy to reunite her with her family.
I've been here all my life, and I'm 62 years old, and I ain't never heard nothing like this. That's bad.
Around 5 p.m. Saturday, a St. Gabriel police captain patrolling on Brownie Drive spotted 39-year-old Lionel Moore urinating in the middle of the street.
After check of the driver license, he noticed that he had warrants for East Baton Rouge for failure to register as a sex offender.
But that was not the only discovery. In Moore's car, police found a teenage girl who was reported missing out of Baton Rouge in February of 2024 when she was just 15 years old.
Captain on the scene, he noticed her characteristic. She was dressed older than she was at 17, and she gave him several different data, but they didn't match up with her age.
Ambo says the teen confessed she had been with Moore for close to 3 years.
Mom had reported her missing, and the captain was able to get the mom number. We contacted the mom who had moved out of state.
Something St. Gabriel resident Jeffrey Ben says he couldn't imagine.
I had 3 grandchildren, 2 twins and another girl. And I wouldn't know nothing happened to none of them because I'd go crazy.
According to court documents, Moore was convicted of indecent behavior with juveniles in August of 2005 in Iberville Parish. He's been arrested several times in East Baton Rouge Parish for failing to register as a sex offender. Ambo says detectives are still working to determine whether this was a situation of sex trafficking.
He's trying to do face recognition from our body cameras and see if she's on any other site in the sex trafficking site.
Lionel Moore remains in the Iberville Parish Jail tonight. He has a warrant for his arrest out in East Baton Rouge Parish. Ambo says the investigation into the girl's disappearance has been turned over to Baton Rouge Police. Michael, Sylvia.
Hey. Good evening. Cracking down on Rob.
That is just disgusting, man. As a parent, I'd go crazy too, man. Your daughter missing, teenage daughter missing for 2 years. It's not a good thing, but the only positive is she's still alive. That's about it. He didn't, you know what I mean, take her life. At least they found her, by chance they found her. But dog, why would you do something like that? I never understood the logic of these these men that have sex offenders, like, you know what I mean? Why would you do these things? Lock them up, throw away the key, and that's the end of that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of guys do not deserve to be on the streets with regular civilians and regular folk. Now, we got another thing to get into before we get into the Fleetwood Stories. You know what I'm saying? If you're watching right now, you're 100% a real one. Smash up the like button for a player partner, a partner player. It don't cost you nothing. And I send you nothing but love for doing it. All right, let's go.
At jewelry stores, Halton police say they've discovered an organized criminal group responsible for a dozen smash and grabs across our area.
They've made 8 arrests and laid more than 50 charges, and all the alleged robbers are young, most of them teenagers. It's a disturbing trend where police say they're seeing more young people committing crimes. More than 3 months after this Burlington pawn shop was the target of a violent robbery, the store is still being put back together.
People don't realize how much you suffer. I mean, we're still doing construction. It's been, 4 months? There's a mess. There's still drywall dust all over the place.
Back on January 29th, a gang of masked men armed with hammers and tools backed an SUV through the front of Kwame Akufo's bustling business, Buy and Sell City, nearly hitting Akufo himself before smashing display cases and making off with a load of jewelry and watches. Today, Halton police announced the arrest of the people they say are behind the brazen daylight attack in an investigation dubbed Project Pinnacle.
Amazing shout out to the Halton Police Service. They did a really good job.
Police say the 8 individuals are part of an organized group of criminals, also responsible for 11 other smash and grabs at jewelry stores across southern Ontario. Officers releasing surveillance video today from robberies at Buy and Sell, Charm Diamonds, and Michael Hill, showing the coordinated efforts of 4 to 5 masked men in each case.
It's not, traditional organized crime like you think mafia, but I think, criminals are becoming smarter. They're becoming organized. They have a plan.
Halton Police Deputy Chief Roger Wilkie says the group provides would-be robbers with targets, stolen vehicles, replica license plates, and other supports, and pays them to commit crimes.
They make it easy, and that way they insulate themselves from getting caught.
And in this case, all the alleged robbers are young guys. 2 of them are under the age of 18. 3 more are 18 or 19, and the oldest are just 21 and 22.
The trend is that all types of...
These are fucking kids. I would say no, because who are their parents? Where are your parents and who raised you? Who? What? Like, why would you want to throw away your life like that, man? Over some fast money. These kids are getting lured by bigger entities to go out there and do these things. Ruin your whole fucking life for a couple dollars. Not all money is good money.
Crimes are being committed by younger and younger people.
Deputy Chief Wilkie says the group uses social media and savvy approaches to recruit young people into a life of crime.
Could be the excitement, could be a quick buck. Sadly, when you're seeing 12, 13, 14-year-olds, part of these things, they're chasing this idea of power and control and maybe a bit of fun, driving stolen cars, getting chased by police.
But that bit of fun can lead to dire consequences, warns the deputy chief, with many of these robberies involving violence. Luckily, no one was injured in these crimes, but back at Buy and Sell...
Oh, we say, lady, that Michael Hill, I remember that one. I live close to that mall. I remember hearing about that robbery. Well, thank God you wasn't in the mall when it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is going on? Niggas is running into malls, executing plays like this, bringing daytime robberies, there's families around, there's children around. You got to have no fucking conscience, bro. How bad do you need the paper? You're going to risk your whole future. And these are kids. The oldest was 21. You got the rest of your life to figure it out. And this is what you come up with? Man, it ain't like how we grew up, man. We wasn't like that, though. Nah. But these kids are lost their mind.
Akufo worries these young people don't understand the harm they've caused and the risks they're taking.
They don't realize the impacts they make in people's life. Yes, quick cash, but the long term, it's not worth it.
None of the 8 people arrested are actually from our region. Most are from Toronto and Mississauga. Deputy Chief Wilkie says the investigation into these crimes is not yet done and more arrests are expected.
Pooh Shiesty and them did what they're supposed to do.
All right. That brings us to the Fleetwood Stories. Before we get into that, these young folks done lost their mind, and it's now a thing where they out doing smash and grabs. We done seen it happen too many times in the U.S. It's happening all over Canada. It's a sufficient, quick way to get in, get out. By the time the store owner even realizes what the fuck is going on, it's too late. They gotta have safer measures and gotta have better measurements in place to stop these criminals from doing these things. And I don't know even if they got insurance, if they can get all that shit back. I don't know how that works. But it definitely leaves a fucking problem with the store owners, headache and stress that they don't need over some quick money, but you're gonna spend a lot of time in prison. Oh, we're bringing to the Fleetwood Story. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this one is in depth. All right, so what we say? Oh Lord. Charleston White gonna start it off with something to say. You know, Charleston White always got something to say. But this story goes deep. Pooh Shiesty, the nigga is, they arguably say, is the crash out of crash outs in the game. This is a deep dive. I mean, a real deep dive from his daddy all the way down to what happened with Gucci Mane. All right, who we got now? Yo. Y'all know So Nation's in the building. Salute to my partner player on a Saturday morning. You know what I'm talking about? Holla at a player, man. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to everybody in Miami, too, man. You know what I'm talking about? Chico, you just in time for the Fleetwood Stories, man. Arguably might be the biggest crash out in hip-hop history, man. This nigga was on top of the game and then blew it all. Pooh Shiesty.
When you claim you from that life, man, I told y'all this is a different kind of baby. I met Pooh Shiesty mama and took out running from him. I think everybody playing, but I don't think that little boy playing.
You're not some wild horse who can go out on the prairie and just go, do whatever you want to other wild horses. No, you are a ward of the state. You still have to be where you're supposed to be. Otherwise, they can put you back in prison. He posted his paperwork proving that he wasn't a snitch. But 2 hours later, he goes and run-ups. Gucci Mane. So the PO knows where you are at all times. So stupid.
Like, it's one thing if you're gonna commit the crime, you're gonna make a song about it, you're gonna post it online, the evidence online. Yeah. It's like, how much dumber and deeper can you go?
Probably the most influential rapper of this generation, aside from National Basketball Association Youngboy. But also the kid.
What you say? Pooh Shiesty fucked up big time. Yo, bro. To be at the heights of where you are, nigga, arguably one of the best rappers in the game, man. Young nigga coming up from Memphis was probably one of the best rappers in the game, man. And for you to come up with this shit, god damn. You fucked up yourself, man. You fucked up yourself.
King of crashing out. No one, and I mean no one, can top this level of crash out. Even as a millionaire with his face plastered everywhere, he's still willing to commit crimes with his face open with zero thoughts of consequences. Even after facing 60 years in prison and then serving 4, he still did not learn his lesson. This is the embodiment of a king crash out. So get ready, because this video will have you laughing, sighing, and probably canceling your next vacation to Memphis. The story begins in South Memphis, Tennessee, and if you don't know, this is like Baton Rouge on steroids. Like, if you're from the East or West Coast, whatever idea you have of hood, this is like 100 times worse. No structure, no real community, no cohesion, just pure chaos. This environment is so messed up that even if you're raised perfectly in a 2-parent household, you still might have to get with the business just to survive. But then in the case that you're raised in a fractured family that's in the streets, your chances of making it out of South Memphis are basically zero. Well, with that being said, I now introduce you to a man by the name of Lontrell Williams. Lontrell grew up in South Memphis, right in the heart of the dope era. And given Memphis's geographical position, it was actually a very important city for the drug trade. Right in the middle of the I-55 corridor made it the perfect location to distribute south to Louisiana and Mississippi and Arkansas and Texas.
Yo, hold on. Let me read the message before that shit. Oh, man. What do you say? I understand that Gucci Man robbed him $25 million when Pooh Shiesty was. Yeah. And we gonna deep dive into all of that. Nigga being locked up, nigga losing money, coming out to, you know what I'm saying? Nigga robbed you all kind of money. There's a story that takes the fucking cake, bro. But what do you do when a man robs you $25 million, man? You know what I'm saying? What do you do? Shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, there was ways to do things without people knowing behind the scenes. Yeah, there's a way to go about it. Pooh, they went about it the wrong way, but these is Memphis niggas. You know what I'm saying? What we said, Lady C? The narrator said National Basketball Association young boy. I heard that shit. I'm like, this nigga done lost, man.
And then north to Chicago, Kentucky, Indiana, St. Louis. You get the picture. And that being said, Memphis created a lot of street thousandaires and some millionaires as well. One of these, and most importantly, our young man Lontrell. Lontrell came up slanging in the streets, but quickly outgrew Memphis and became known as the mob boss. The mob boss of what? Well, that would be the gang he created called the Memphis Mob. Well, with all of his street money, he was actually able to turn a lot of it legit with his legitimate business. He opened some local nightclubs, but more importantly, he started a record label called Mob Ties Records. So to get this straight, he's the mob boss of his gang called the Memphis Mob, and he opened a record label called Mob Ties. So, obviously, he had no plans of concealing his street life. And as you'll see, not making smart decisions is a major theme of this video. Well, either way, being the mob boss, he got a lot of women. And along with that, he had a lot of children. Kids left and right, but most importantly, his very first son, Lontrell Jr., born in 1999.
So we're setting the temperature. That's Pooh Shiesty Daddy now. All accounts, Pooh Shiesty Daddy was the mob boss. That's what we get into. We're breaking it down. We're going backwards to go forward. You know what I'm saying? So we can understand how we got to this position. All right? Lontrell Jr. Okay, he's a junior now.
Despite having real motion and the ability to keep his son away from the streets, Lontrell did not do that at all. In fact, since his birth, he was raised right in the mix of it, being raised in the Cane Creek apartments with his mom.
A troubled South Memphis apartment complex is back in the news tonight after yet another tenant contacted ABC 24 about the deplorable living conditions there.
Literally inside the trap spots with all the bad influences right in front of him. And when it comes to violence, he certainly was not sheltered from that either. Why I say that? Well, because allegedly, his pops was big into that as well. And that takes us to the year 2004. It's now 2004 and Mob Boss has enough money to sign artists to his label. To this point, he spent tens and tens of thousands of dollars building out studios and signing local talent that he hopes can one day make it big. Well, if you can remember, back at this time, the biggest way to blow up was to go to a local radio station. So this is exactly what Mob Boss does as he approaches the biggest local station known as Q1075. And long story short, he goes to the label, he says, "Hey, I got all this cash, can you promote my artists?" And they say, "No." Then he says, "Look, I can give you more cash." And they say, "No." Either his artists were actually trash, or the label just didn't trust him and didn't want to take his money, but either way, the answer was that's not happening. So of course, Mr. Mob Ties Records is not happy. And that takes us to April 12th, 2004. It's a late night in downtown Memphis, and Q1075 DJ Rebecca Glenn is asleep in her apartment. That's when she gets a loud, alarming knock on the door. She wakes up concerned, squints her eyes, and makes her way up to the front. And without even checking the peephole, she opens up the door. Boom! Right there is Lontrell's right-hand man, a mob member named Stanley Andrews. Instantly, Stanley rushes into her apartment and puts his hands around her neck. Sadly, this is where she loses her life. After doing this, Stanley quietly goes to her apartment, takes all of her belongings, and heads home. Well, the next day, after not showing up for work, her coworkers were concerned, so they went to her apartment, and there they found her on the ground.
You unalive the lady because they wouldn't take your records? What in the world? Goddamn, yo, these niggas lost their mind. These Memphis niggas is wild. Holy shit. Yo, that's why Pooh Shiesty like that, man. That's why you're a crash out. This is why this shit that you do don't make no goddamn sense. This is the shit your daddy them was doing? This is what your daddy them was doing? What the fuck is going on? Goddamn. Yo, hey, always day lady, who don't check the door? Who doesn't check the door first in the middle of the night? Yo, nigga, I check the people every time, daytime, nighttime, even. I don't give a fuck. If my door knocks, I check the people first. Nigga, I trust nobody. Especially if if I'm not expecting nobody. Come on, nigga, in the middle of the night. Holy shit, these niggas is fucked up.
A real massive tragedy for the city of Memphis, but after everyone was done grieving, they were like, what the heck could that have been? Rebecca was well liked by everyone, so who in the world could have wanted to do this? For many days, police would have no clue, but then somebody would make a dumb mistake. After receiving all of Rebecca's belongings from Stanley, our mob boss Lantrell would go to the mall and use her credit cards. Then, if that's not bad enough, he would list all of her jewelry and personal belongings on Craigslist under his own account.
Yo, the daddy's a fool, man. What we say, Chico? The moral and respect ain't nowhere. Why do that to the lady? Who does that? What the lady got to do with anything? They don't want to play the records. They don't want to do business with you. That ain't got nothing to do with the lady. That you gonna use her credit card? On top of that, you're selling her jewelry on fucking the website? Yo, nigga. What a dumb. Yes, dumb and retarded. Nigga, now I'm starting to understand how Pooh Shiesty got in this situation, goddammit.
So just like that, in a few days, police would pick him up, and then days later, Stanley would be arrested for murder. All in all, Mob Boss might be America's dumbest criminal. Well, of course, Stanley would get life in prison, and for Mob Boss Lantrell, he would only get 1.5 years, and then he'd be right back home to Memphis. So I tell this story to show you that Pooh Shiesty, also known as Lantrell Jr., was raised by serious criminals, but also by dumb criminals. His father is the sloppiest criminal.
100%. Yo, he was raised by some real criminals, but they was dumb as fuck. I niggas is dumb as fuck. What we say? Dumb as what? Dumbass. What the fuck? Who the hell used her cards? What? Whoa, I'm done. Yo, fam. Chico, I didn't watch this whole thing so my reaction could be as fucking neutral as possible. You know what I'm saying? Live in prime time. Nigga, this is retarded. Yo, you use her credit card after the fact? What? The apple don't fall too far from the tree. Yeah, that's what I see. Now I understand how Pooh Shiesty can end up in a situation like that. Because if your daddy, as a mob boss, is that retarded,
ever, but somehow he never really gets serious consequences. For example, right after getting out for this, he'd catch another felony, do another year, and then after that, in 2009, he'd get another felony, and then he'd do less than a year for that. If you're unfamiliar, in a state like Tennessee, this is impossible. They're just waiting to get you out of here. But as discovered in 2026 paperwork, he had been cooperating with police since the year 2007. This will be very important down the line.
I was about to say he got to be a rat. I was about to say it. Yo, nigga, you can't be getting all these felonies, getting off, felony, getting off, barely any fucking time, unless you a rat. Empire, nigga got to be a rat. Nigga got to be a goddamn rat. What stupid is, that stupid does. 100%. Stupid is as stupid does, goddammit. What in the world?
But for now, we move on. With his father in the streets and in and out of jail constantly, a young Lantrell Jr. never had real guidance, and sadly, he'd fall into the streets as well. Being exposed to everything at a very early age made him grow up way too fast. Believe it or not, by the age of 10, he was already breaking in cars and doing armed robberies, something that people that are like 17 years old still have never even thought of. But this was completely normal to him, and by the age of 11, he was already arrested and on ankle monitor. Basically, he wanted to be just like his father, getting fast money, getting all the girls.
Yo! 11 years old on ankle monitor? Yo, my nigga. All right, I'm gonna try not to talk too much because it's a pretty detailed Fleetwood story. But every time I hear some bullshit, I'm gonna call it out. You nigga, what? 11 years old, nigga got a goddamn ankle monitor. Yo, nigga, you wild, bro. That is wild.
You know, doing whatever the hell he wants. And at this early age, the lifestyle was already rewarding him as he had nice shoes, clothes, swag, everything was put together. And while you will get girls off this, in a city like Memphis, you'll also get a bunch of haters. So believe it or not, in 2013, at just the age of 14 years old, Lontrell Jr. would catch a hot one. The rumor states that somebody at school was hating on him, they'd go back and forth, and after school, he'd shoot him in the leg. So already at just 14 years old, he was fully in the streets and now almost lost his life. So on top of all the trapping and hidden lit.
Oh, it's that, Chico. One thing is to be raised by criminals, facts. But it's another thing to be raised by dumbass criminals. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro, no guidance. Like, nigga, that's the wrong set of people to be raised by. Like, his daddy down was just really retarded, man. And then Pooh just kind of took it up by, you know what I mean? Because he probably look up to his dad. Now you're 14 years old, getting shot. You already got ankle monitor. You know what I mean? I don't think they're too smart. I think right now, so far, the moral of the story is stupid is as stupid does.
He was now carrying heat every single day just to protect his life. Now mind you, all of that was just middle school, so now we fast forward to high school. High school would kind of be a great time for Lontrell Jr. because he was like the coolest kid at school, and him and his homie Big 30, they'd start their own gang. This would be known as Choppa Gang, and together they were getting all the girls, the money, the guns. They were just lit. But not only would Choppa Gang exist at school, but it was also active in the streets. And obviously, being in a city like Memphis, just being in the streets will introduce you to serious beef. In this case, beef with a crosstown gang known as EBG, which stands for E-Bezel Gang, which commemorates a fallen member in 2015. Well, long story short, EBG is nothing to play with, and losses would go back and forth on both sides, but we ain't got time for that in this video. On top of that, to be honest, the details are very slim, because unlike Chicago, where the whole world is following who kills who, in Memphis, nobody really knows. I mean, the city averages like 300 murders a year, and only 100 of them get solved, so nobody really actually knows. Well anyways, for Lontrell, living in the Cane Creek apartments, being a part of Choppa Gang, beefing with EBG, all of this gets him in another very serious situation. And that quickly takes us to June of 2016. It's the summertime before his senior year of high school, and Lontrell Jr. is outside living it up. And on this particular day, there happens to be a community basketball game organized by the police. Number one, it's a fundraiser
Hold on, before we get to the basketball game, we got a comment. What it say? I grew up in the hardest part in Miami, in the real ghettos. And if you was a dumbass criminal, you ain't gonna last long. Real talk. It's not tolerated. In some hoods, real hoods, stupidity is not tolerated at all. That's the easiest way to kick him in, kick him out. Nigga, you gonna get terrorized. The niggas on the block is not gonna have it. You got to move correctly. You know what I'm talking about?
Money for the community, and number two, it's a way to get the kids off the streets. So Pooh and his Choppa Gang homies go to the event thinking that, hey, there's a lot of police, it's definitely gonna be safe. But that's not the case. Pow! A rival sees him and shoots him in the arm. Thankfully, he survives after being rushed to the hospital, but this just goes to show how dangerous Memphis is. If your rival sees you, it does not matter where you are, how many people around, or even that there's police around, they're gonna target you. Now, details on the situation are definitely...
What we say in the chat? Whoa, not even half of the murders get solved. That's scary news. Let me tell y'all, man, Memphis is a fucked up place. I ain't never been. I don't know if I plan on going. I ain't even gonna lie. Tennessee's cool, but the Memphis part of Tennessee, it's like, yo, nigga, I don't know, man. But I love 3-6 Mafia, though. I came up on the 3-6 Mafia, and I ain't gonna lie.
Limited, so I'm not gonna make anything up. But Pooh's rival EBG Jizzle would say in a song that Lil Rodney did it. To be honest, I don't know who Lil Rodney is, and I don't really care to know either. But either way, from many accounts, after this, Pooh Shiesty would get seriously active in the streets. Bending blocks, catching ops, letting the chop blow. You get the picture. Well, after this scary call and the second time he's been shot, Pooh Shiesty is now approaching adulthood. And at 18 years old, it's the perfect time to try to do something with your life. So inspired by his dad's old record label, he begins making freestyle rap videos in 2016. Under the name of Pooh Shiesty, Pooh being his childhood nickname, and Shiesty, his reputation in the streets. While despite his freestyle videos getting some type of traction in Memphis, at this point he's still fully in the streets. He doesn't yet see the vision, at least not for 2 years, when in 2018, he begins to see the vision. This is when he hops in the booth for the very first time and instantly begins dropping bangers. Right away, he catches a buzz in his region, not only Memphis, but Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, all that southern area. Still an underground artist, but he does catch the attention of a major mogul. In April of 2020, Gucci Mane discovers Pooh Shiesty and quickly brings him to Atlanta. Now for a kid from South Memphis, this is a dream come true. Gucci Mane wants to sign me. So quickly, he heads out there, and when he gets there, Gucci Mane slaps $1 million on the table. $1 million for 5 albums and 80% of your streams. God damn. Please
What kind of deal is that? $1 million cash, but 80% of my streams? Joe, that's robbery, my nigga. That is a robbery contract. That's how you end up in the situation you ended up in. What kind of contract is that?
do not sign that. That's what we're all thinking. But in his situation, he has $1 million in front of him. He comes from poverty. So of course, he signs it. 21 years old with $1 million. I mean, it's really hard to say no to that. But for Gucci, my God, did he pull off the heist of the century. He is taking a risk. You know, Pooh Shiesty could die or go to jail at any moment. But aha, Gucci puts a clause in the contract that if Pooh goes to jail or anything happens, he doesn't have to pay him his money. But get this, even if this does happen, he still owes him the 5 full albums. Well, either way, none of that matters for the meantime, because right away, Pooh Shiesty takes off. The 1017 cosign actually takes
Yo, technically he didn't rob Pooh then. Because it states a clause, if you go to prison, I don't have to pay you. You know what I'm saying? So technically he didn't rob you. The contract, it was in the contract. Your dumb ass didn't read the contract, partner. Your dumb ass didn't understand what you were signing. So the nigga, if it's in the clause, if you go to jail, I don't gotta pay you. That's my $25 million, nigga. I own 80% of your streams. That's my money. Now you're in jail, I own all of that shit. What the fuck? Gucci played this young boy. Yes, he did. He played him. Oh, yo, nigga, yo, you got. Holy shit, I didn't know it was like that, though. That's bad.
to the national audience, and he packs it up with hit after hit after hit. So everything is going like a dream. The money, the cars, the fame, the hits. But yet, he still wants to be in South Memphis. Even despite Gucci Mane being like, bruh, come move to Atlanta, go move to Miami, you got the money, just get the hell out of Memphis. But just like his pops, Pooh just never wants to leave the hood. And that takes us to July 7th, 2020. It's a late night in South Memphis, and Pooh Shiesty is sitting in his car at a gas station. He and two homies chilling behind tents at one of the most dangerous gas stations located on Lamar Avenue. Chilling at a dangerous gas station as a now famous rapper, not a smart decision. Well, at 9:30 p.m., Pooh or one of his homies spot a suspicious car. So either Pooh or one of his friends who's sitting.
What we said? He did a 360 deal. That's the worst record deal in hip hop history. A record deal and contract hip hop history. Contract NBA YoungBoy did the same thing. And it fucked him up big time. Yo, those are the kind of deals, that 360 deal, you do not sign that shit. You're better off independent. Using your own money, using your own hustle, coming up. It might be a little bit harder. You know what I mean? You gotta try a little bit harder, but yo, nigga, you won't be a slave to the game. God damn. Yeah, he didn't rob him. It's in the contract. I'm telling you. It was in the contract. This child didn't read his contract, though. Thorough, did it? He saw $1 million and he thought he made it. That's it. And $1 million gonna go fast if you live in a reckless lifestyle now. Now you gotta go put in all this work and you're just getting robbed. Holy, that 360 deal is the devil. You know what I'm saying?
In the passenger seat, cocks back their gun and simply waits. Then as soon as they see the man hop out of the suspicious car, they roll down their windows and begin to blow. Bang! Shots ring out back and forth, but thankfully not a single person is hit. So after the bang out, both cars head off in separate directions, and because this is Memphis, it's not investigated. I mean, shootings are so common that in Memphis, if nobody dies, it's really not a big deal. But either way, Pooh Shiesty's license plate is tied to the shooting, which will matter down the line. But when Gucci hears about this through the grapevine, he's like, Pooh, get the hell out of Memphis, bruh. So I suppose he gets the message after this dangerous incident, and he decides to head down to Miami. Now you'd think he'd want to lay low, make some music, make some more money, chill with the girls. No, just like his daddy, he can never get out of the South Memphis street mentality. And that fast forwards us a few months to October 9th, 2020. It's a sunny Friday morning in Miami, and Pooh Shiesty rents out a slime green McLaren to use for a music video. So to make this happen, he meets up with the rental guy, a man by the name of Brandon Cooper. Now Brandon is not your typical rental company, like he's not doing any paperwork, or it's more so hit me up on Instagram, give me some cash, you can use my car for the day. So at 12 p.m, Pooh and a couple of his homies arrive to Bay Harbor Islands to meet up with Brandon. They arrive in a black Maybach and they pull in right next to the McLaren. So Pooh Shiesty hops out, Brandon gets out to meet him, shows him the car, and then has him sit in the driver's seat. Of course, Brandon hops around, hops in the passenger seat, and begins to show him how to use the car. So while they're dealing with all this, Pooh is also awaiting a shoe guy to come sell him some shoes. 12:22 p.m. The shoe guy arrives in a Mercedes and backs in. Well, as soon as he pulls in, two of Pooh Shiesty's homies, Bobby and Jaden, hop out. And instead of buying shoes, they whip out guns and they begin to rob him. Man, give me all the designer before I turn this Draco into Mercer. As they're robbing him, one of them accidentally lets off a shot. Pow! And this is when Pooh gets the message. So while sitting in the McLaren, out of nowhere, he whips out a Draco and points it at Brandon. And as Brandon quickly tries to jump out of the car, Pooh lets off a shot. He hits him right in his butt.
What is wrong with this kid? This kid done lost all. This is on camera. First of all, the shooting at the gas station. It's retarded. Now oh my God, we robbing the nigga with the I've been reading some of the comments, man, because I don't know what the fuck going on here, man. This takes the cake. A lot of rappers like Immortal Technique and Hobson, these are independent rappers, and they are millionaires with no hip-hop contract. You can survive in the game. You can survive and make decent money. You don't got to be, you know what I'm saying, selling your soul and selling your life work for these contracts. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you do that? You are the bag. They need you more than you think. Oh, we say, shooting at a gas station is not smart. It's not smart at all. They knew that if one bullet hits a gas pump, then that's an explosion, and everybody's gone. Bunch of dum-dums. Nigga, these niggas is retarded. Like, yo, I don't understand, man. Pooh, you're already in the game. You already made it. What kind of life decisions are you making? I didn't even know half of this shit happened. So now you're robbing the guy who's lending you his car for a video shoot. Y'all ain't trying to rob the nigga with the shoes and shit. Shots pop off and Dracos and all kind of shit. Why? Nigga, yo, I'm not gonna lie, you know. I'm not gonna lie. Gucci Mane should have took a life insurance policy on this kid. 100%, he should have signed him and took a life insurance policy because this nigga fucked up. You know what I mean?
In the video, you can see Brandon running off holding his backside, which I don't even know how he did that. A 7.62 at close range? Whoo! But quickly, Pooh pulls out with the McLaren, speeds off, and then his homies speed off in the Maybach. However, while driving away, he leaves behind a duffel bag full of $40,000. But either way, they somehow get away and seemingly get away with this. Okay, first of all, let's just analyze how dumb the situation is. First of all, even though you arrive with $40,000 in cash and clearly are able to buy the shoes, your boys decide to rob the shoe guy for no reason. Then, for no reason at all, you decide to shoot the car guy in the butt with a Draco for no reason. Then you take off and leave a bag full of cash with all your fingerprints on it. Lord have mercy, dumb. And maybe even dumber than his.
He's just like his daddy. Them niggas is retarded like his. He got this retarded shit from his dad. Robbing niggas for no reason. The shoe guy for no reason. The car guy for no reason. Left the fucking bag of money. Yo, everything's on camera. Yo, nigga. Yo, oh my God. Yo, this nigga's life is like a fucking movie. Telltale sign for retardation. What we say? You robbing a man for shoes. What the fuck? That's all I need to hear. The dumbest dudes either once again stupid is as stupid does. God damn, yo. Jaloso. This nigga is retarded stupid. He learned this shit from his daddy. Yo, the only thing I can say, nigga, you learned this shit from your pops. Cause yo, what nigga does some shit like that, nigga? What nigga does some shit like that, nigga? What are you thinking? Come on, man.
Dad, but yeah, I don't think his dad would have even done this. But again, because he saw his dad go his whole life committing crime after crime and not getting in trouble for real, and then he himself did the same thing and didn't really face consequences either, he thinks that he can just get away with this and it's no problem. Well, for the meantime, it's true. Pooh can simply do whatever he wants. And a month after this incident, he dropped the biggest song he's ever dropped. Come get it, Back in Blood. Back in Blood featuring Lil Durk absolutely takes over the country and even Europe as well. This not only makes Pooh Shiesty a sensation, but also a staple in the game. Now you might be thinking, all this success for such a bad dude, but maybe think twice about that. And now that introduces us to his brother. I now introduce you to Pooh Shiesty's half-brother by the name of Terrence Henderson, also known as T to P. Growing up, Pooh and T were like more than brothers, really best friends in the world. So when Pooh's career began to take off, T was of course excited, like I'm gonna be right next to you too. However, during this time, T began getting migraines that progressively got worse and worse and worse. But despite all this, T did not want to go to the doctor. I mean, one, he didn't have health insurance, but also he's like, I'm gonna just thug this out. Well, eventually it would become excruciating, and after being rushed to the emergency room, doctors would discover brain cancer. Things are looking bad, and on top of this, because he doesn't have health insurance, it all has to come out of pocket. Surgeries and treatments that I'm talking at the minimum are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. When Pooh gets word of this, he doesn't even think twice, just pays it, boom. Handle anything you need to handle. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars just for the slim chance that his brother will survive. Sadly though, after many attempts to prolong his life, he passes away on February 18th, 2021. This of course devastates Pooh tremendously. My brother is gone just like that. But instead of sitting around moping, he decides to use this as motivation and do exactly what T would want him to do. Keep dropping hits and run up the millions. Well, because he only owns 20% of his streams, he's extra motivated to do a bunch of shows, clubs, walkthroughs, whatever he can to run it up.
You remember that he only owns 20% of his streams. If a nigga make $1 million, he gonna get 200,000. Let that marinate for a second. If I do $1 million today, I'm only gonna get 200,000. Nobody gotta go do shows, do whatever else you could possibly do. He made a deal with the devil. What we say? This has to be the dumbest documentary I ever heard for a rapper that almost made it out the hood. Pooh Shiesty, didn't you hear? Crime doesn't pay. Oh my gosh. How slow can you be? He's very slow. Now this takes the cake of a brother who just could not leave his demons behind him. Like, he's very slow. Like, yo, bro, nobody around that kid was feeding him any good information. Nobody around that kid was looking out for him. That nigga is the definition of slow. What we say? Oh, he's slow like a sloth. Yeah. Slow like a sloth. Slow like a turtle. Slow like whatever. Slow like whatever else is fucking slow. A snail. Fuck. You know what I mean?
And that takes us to May 30th, 2021. It's a late Saturday night at the famous Miami club King of Diamonds, and Pooh Shiesty is set to perform a few songs for $30,000. So at 2 in the morning, he arrives with his crew. He pulls up to the club with a pistol in his waistband and $20,000 falling out of his pocket. Somehow he makes it through security with no problems, and he hits the stage to perform. Well, while he's performing, a fan grabs at his pocket and his money falls down to the floor. Naturally, after seeing this, people go down and they begin picking up his money. Some people to hand it back to him and others to put it in their pockets. Pooh Shiesty is understandably pissed as he bends over to grab whoever's grabbing his money. And as he bends over, the club security see the gun on his waist. So the security approach him and they begin to escort him out of the club. Pooh Shiesty, being who he is not thrilled with this. So once he gets to the exit of the club, he whips out his blick and bang! He shoots one of the security guards in the ankle. He and his crew run to the car, spin off, and somehow seemingly get away with this. Once again doing wild ass shit for no reason and getting away with it. At this point, he's doing whatever the hell he wants. Shooting a dude in the butt with a Draco in a McLaren, then driving away in the McLaren, then shooting a security guard in the foot for no reason. He's getting all the money in the world, all the love, the girls, the fame, everything, and he thinks that he just will never get in trouble for anything. But right in the midst of the biggest run in his career, the rooster comes home to crow. On July 7th, 2021, he's indicted by the feds.
Bro, you shot a security guard because first of all, you're stupid. You got $20,000 in your pocket just hanging out, so why? For what? Nigga, that's on you. That's shit, and then it fell out. That's on you. Coming to the club with the weapon, that's on you. Where's your security? Then you pop the security for the club for no reason. Every time he got away with dumb shit, he kept doing more dumb shit. That's it. That's what I know. He thought he was invincible. You know what I mean? Golly. What we said? What we say here? Let me get my mind. Okay. What? Okay, that's why if you ever want to be a boss, learn from Master P. He turned $19,000 of his grandpa money. That's facts. They gave it. Yep. Grandpa gave him that money. Yep. And he turned that into $400 million. Think about that for a second. And he did not sign the deal. No. He went to them niggas like, all I need is distribution, nigga. I think I'll distribute my own shit. I got my own money. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it was, he made sure that he didn't do no deal with them niggas. And now he ran up the fucking shit to $400 million plus whatever, you know what I'm saying? Entrepreneurship at its finest. Nigga, you gotta be your own boss. Stand on your own leverage. Did that with $19K, nigga. You know what I'm saying? What we say? So why you had the money dangling out your pocket in the first place? That's what I want to know. You know what I'm saying? He brings the problem to himself. 100%, like nigga, you got cash hanging out your pocket in a strip club, or whatever club it was, and when it fall out, you expect niggas to give back to you? Niggas is gone with that money, nigga. And you should have never had it. I think you were trying to show off. Is that the case? Keep it in your front pocket. Now you can keep an eye on it. You got it in the back pocket and shit. Yo, this kid, though, man. We gotta remember, though, he's still a kid. He about 21 years old. He's still a child, man.
Now, Florida rapper is facing a judge after police say that he was involved in an armed robbery. NBC6 reporter Claudia DeCampo has more on the charges he's facing.
He's an entertainer. He goes by the name Pooh Shiesty.
His real name is Lontrell Williams, and prosecutors say on October 9th he was involved in an armed robbery in Bay Harbor Islands.
Several people agreed to meet 20-year-old Lontrell Williams.
Detectives said Williams arrived at a parking lot near East Bay Harbor Drive in Town Hall just before 2 in the afternoon. A black Mercedes Maybach followed and another black vehicle. Then, according to the arrest warrant, while the alleged victims were talking with Williams, 2 men from the other black car approached them with guns, shooting at them, and Williams allegedly pointed an assault rifle at one of them. Williams, aka Pooh Shiesty, is from Memphis and had recently signed on with recording label Gucci Mane's. Now he could face life in prison if convicted of armed robbery with a firearm, a charge that usually has no bond.
It ends up being attempted murder, armed robberies, shootings, conspiracies, you name it. And with these charges, facing over 60 years in prison. When the news breaks, everyone has 3 thoughts. Damn, so he wasn't capping in his lyrics. Wait, he's really dumb. Why would he do all that? Yeah, his life and career are definitely over. Bye-bye, you ruined it all. Go enjoy eating out of a tin tray for the rest of your life. And why everyone thought this? Well, firstly, it happened in Florida and they don't play. But secondly, the feds picked it up. Well, given the fact that he moved so sloppy and left a whole trail of evidence, everyone thought that, hey, he's just better take a plea deal. His lawyer thinks the same thing. There's really no way I can prove you're innocent. So instead, I can try to get sympathy for you and just hope they give you a lighter sentence. Your Honor, you see, my client had a really difficult life. He really doesn't know any better than the life he lives. His father was in and out of jail his entire life, and he grew up right in the middle of one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in the world. He already went to juvenile hall at 11 years old, and then he was shot at 14, and then shot again at 17 years old. Then his music career takes off, and right in the midst of it, he loses his brother to cancer. If you give my client a second chance, I promise you he won't mess it up. Welp, the sympathy works, cause now instead of serving 60 years, he serves 63 months. Just a little over 5 years for 2 shootings and a robbery. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. So he begins his prison sentence on January.
Okay, we're gonna pause it right there. We got 15 minutes left in the segment, so I'm gonna be reading the comments a little slower so we can get through it. But what we say here, I gotta go back here. Okay. Shake my head. Why do you have money dangling out your back pocket? Yeah, okay, got that. Okay, yeah. Okay, when you're not reprimanded for your crimes, you think you're invincible. There's a thing called consequence. 100%. A nigga thought he was gonna get away with any fucking thing, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to show off, trying to be flashy. Yeah, well, those dumb decisions come with consequences. My nigga, everything you fucking do is gonna come with some sort of consequence. I don't care how big you thought you were. He thought he was bigger than the program. You're never bigger than the program, and you're never bigger than the system. At some point, it gonna catch up to you. You know what I'm saying? They should call this documentary the dumbest rapper ever that didn't want to make it out. You got, nigga, you got to be retarded. You know what I'm saying? You got to be retarded, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Chico, it's the real one, man. You got to do a video, man. And these YouTube streets, man, yo, do it, man. Because, yo, this motherfucker right here that lost his mind. I didn't know it was all of this shit going on in his life. This nigga's reckless. Yo, you decided to rob Gucci, man, wearing an ankle monitor. Come on, man. Like, the police didn't know where you were at the time. Where you were. You're the dumbest rapper ever, man. Bruh. Remember, this kid had ankle monitor from when he was 11. So he's used the ankle monitor. But this takes the cake, goddammit. You know what I mean?
2022. Now, when most rappers go to prison, their careers pretty much die out. The next wave of rappers come along and everyone forgets you. But for Pooh Shiesty, even in prison, he remains relevant, because that's how big his impact was. It wasn't quite young boy levels, but somewhere in the stratosphere. So despite having to sit down for 5 years, the future is really bright, because when he gets out, he's going to be right back to it. Well, with that being said, we fast forward 11 months into his sentence when Pooh receives some devastating news. On December 22nd, 2022, his close friend and fellow 1017 rapper Big Scar passes away.
This is about a Memphis rapper connected to Young Dolph. Rapper Big Scar has died. This is what was posted by rapper Gucci Mane on his Instagram page. It shows a picture of Big Scar along with the caption that reads, "This hurts. I'm going to miss you." We are hearing the rapper died today. He was signed to Gucci Mane's label. Right now, we are working to learn how he died. Big Scar was about to go on tour with Key Glock next year. He was just 22 years old.
This, of course, devastates Shiesty, but then it turns into anger. Why? Because shortly after the passing, Pooh Shiesty would get word that Gucci Mane wants his 1017 chain back from Scar that he gave to him when he signed to his label. And apparently, Scar's family was taken aback by this. Like, damn, you gave him this chain when he signed to you. And now that he passes away tragically, you want it back from us? Man, that ain't right, bruh.
Allegedly, they said that Gucci asked for Scar's 1017 chains back after he passed away. And they said that Gucci really did nothing for the funeral or nothing for the family. And this is actually, we have audio of the brother and sister talking about it.
The minute that them folk called your phone to see if you gonna pay for the funeral, you blocked them. That's not real, cuz. On God, that's not real. You ain't straight, and you ain't getting them chains, cuz. It ain't no way that's happening. Thought we just gonna let that go, cuz. No, it's over. You played.
So whether this is true or not, when Pooh gets word of this, he is pissed. Like, man, what the fuck is wrong with Gucci Mane? Now I'm looking at you sideways, because where is your loyalty to your artists? Do you not care about them at all? Is it all just about money for you? So here is where tension starts to grow from Pooh Shiesty towards Gucci. And from here, it only gets worse. Like I said earlier in the video, Gucci put a clause in the contract that if Pooh gets locked up or anything happens, he does not get his full money. So the entire time that Pooh Shiesty is locked up, he allegedly does not receive any money from his music. So while sitting in prison for nearly 4 big years, he's in there like, damn, this motherfucker owes me my money. And now we fast forward to his release, October 6, 2025. Pooh Shiesty is finally home and everyone is excited. And right off the bat, he drops an absolute banger. FDO, FDO. Of course, it goes viral. Actually, one of the first rap songs in a long time to get up in the charts. So unlike the rappers of the past who got out of prison and really couldn't get their buzz back, Pooh Shiesty was instantly right back on it. So after seeing that he still has the sauce, labels began to tap in. In fact, this is when, allegedly, Yo Gotti offers him $10 million to sign.
Listen, when he was locked up, he wasn't getting robbed. It was in your contract. You go to jail, you don't get no monies. So all the streaming money, all that streaming money was going directly to Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane robbed that nigga clean. That nigga was a low down, dirty dog, nigga. Low down, dirty dog, man. What we say? These rappers learn. Didn't these rappers learn from Tupac? What Tupac went through, but in Pac's situation was way different. Pac was born into the Black Panther Revolution. Pac really had it hard. Pooh Shiesty had a chance. Yo, Pooh Shiesty had a chance in different eras. You know what I'm saying? Pac's situation was a little bit more revolutionary. Was a little bit more of a struggle. Pooh's situation, you just a street nigga. Your daddy was a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? And too much criminalistic activity was going on. You know what I'm saying? And then you got yo, Pooh really had a chance though. Pooh, if he would have just turned his life around and just focused on rap, things would have worked out for him. And eventually, maybe he would have got out that deal. But these niggas did not learn from the legends before them. They did not. Niggas like Pac, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Run DMCs or whoever else. But the niggas in the 90s and 80s, they didn't take from them niggas, bro. Not at all.
To his label and to leave 1017. Ooh-wee, it sounds good. But the problem is, he owes Gucci Mane 4 more albums. So he's stuck for a while. And on top of this is when he finds out that Gucci made over $25 million off his streams while he was locked up. Oh, hell nah, bruh. So you wanted Scar's chain back after he passed away, and now you're making all this money off me and didn't want to do me right? So this is when he or his father come up with a big master plan. January 10th, 2026. It's a big day for Gucci Mane as he and his crew are headed to Dallas. Why? Because this is where Pooh is doing his parole and he invited him to come to the studio. Hey man, look, I know everything, everything messed up, but come to the studio, let's talk business. Alright, let me stop. Long story short, Pooh Shiesty hits up Gucci like, hey bruh, let's talk business, let's get in the studio, make some hits, and get over our issues. So of course, Gucci is like, cool, and he, his cameraman, and his security guard fly out to Dallas. They arrive at 1 p.m. and they head to the address that Pooh provided. At 1 p.m., they arrive to the building that the studio is located, and of course, Pooh Shiesty isn't there. He's running late, so Gucci and his guys figure, hey, to kill time, let's head to a liquor store, grab some cups, grab some drinks, just to, set the vibe. So while they're doing this, our good friend Mob Boss, also known as Pooh Shiesty's father, is at Staples printing out a contract. What contract? Well, specifically a release form that releases Pooh Shiesty from 1017 Records. Well, while he's printing out the contract, Pooh Shiesty and Big 30 are planning exactly how they're gonna do it. It being convincing Gucci Mane to sign the contract. Well, finally, at 3:27 p.m., Pooh Shiesty and his guys arrive to the studio. They shake hands with Gucci and his crew, and together they all head upstairs. So they're all sitting down in the studio chopping it up when Pooh Shiesty gets a call. Who is it? His parole officer telling him that he needs to go home immediately. Overhearing the convo, Gucci's like, hey bruh, just go home, handle that, we'll go in the studio another time, I'll stay here in Dallas, don't even worry about it. But nah, Pooh Shiesty hangs up the phone call and says, nah bruh, it's all good, I ain't tripping off that. Wait, actually, bruh, Gucci, I just want to talk to you one-on-one. Let's go in this side room. So together, Pooh Shiesty and Gucci head off to the side room right next to the studio. And this is when Pooh Shiesty asks him a simple, straightforward question. Can you please release me from my contract? I don't want to be signed to 1017 anymore. And if not, can you give me my 20% that you owed me while I was in prison? This is when Gucci Man pretty much responds, look bruh, I ain't got the money for you. Let's just figure out these last 4 albums. That's it. I don't know what he expected, but Pooh Shiesty is not happy with the response. So this is when he allegedly signals to Big 30, and then Big 30 leaves, goes to the car, grabs a bag, and comes back upstairs. He returns to the meeting room with a duffel bag full of guns and with Pooh Shiesty's father. And this is allegedly when Pooh Shiesty's dad grabs a Draco out of the bag and ups it at Gucci.
Sign this contract or I'm blowing you down.
Mine. So under duress and the threat of his life being ended, Gucci signs the contract. Somehow they're able to pull this all off in a side room with no cameras and no evidence. Basically at this exact moment, they have a very high chance of getting away with this. Gucci can't really claim that he didn't actually sign the contract, because he's on camera shaking their hands, walking up to the studio with them, and everything seems amicable. And then because his crew were in the other room, he really has no witnesses to say that, hey, they forced me to do this. And if he did want to make this claim, he'd have to go the legal way and call the police and say, hey, they upped the gun at me and forced me to sign this, blah, 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 blah. Of course, in this twisted rap street culture, doing that makes you a snitch and makes your career pretty much over. So again, at this exact moment, Gucci Man lost the deal. All Pooh Shiesty and his guys have to do is go on about their day like nothing happened, leave the studio, and then they're free. But no, this is when all of Pooh's crew whip out guns and begin robbing Gucci's crew at gunpoint. Cash, jewelry, music equipment, camera equipment, everything. They ransack them, run away from the studio, hop in their car, and speed away. All of this not knowing that Gucci's security guard is an off-duty police officer.
That's where I stop it, man. Yeah, y'all gonna have to tune in when I chop up the video to get the rest. Cause yo, hold on. Let me get this -3. Hold on.
So Pooh Shiesty,
bruh, you wanna talk about the dumbest criminals in history in the rap game? These niggas is retarded, man. You went to Staples to get the contract, like they can't trace it back to Staples. You turn around and rob them of everything when you didn't have to. What we say, Chico, look at Nas, one of the greatest rappers ever raised in Queens. He had everything hard, but look at him now, a casino owner, a $5.5 billion casino, and he has partners with the ownership. Facts. Pooh, my nigga, how do you play his hand right, his hand correctly, and then sign that deal the way he signed it? He could have been one of the legends in the game. As a young kid, he had a bright future ahead of him. You know what I'm saying? A very bright future ahead of him. But you was just making too much stupid decisions, bro. You was making too much decisions that you didn't have to make for no apparent reason. You know what I'm saying? Countless situations where, yo, he could have lost his career a long time ago. You already just came out for 4 years on ankle monitor. Like, they don't know where the fuck you at. Man, oh man. Yo, when I chop it up, man, we gonna have the end of the segment in there, because it's about a 40-minute long video, so I'm gonna put it down in chapters, man, so we could break it down. You know what I'm saying? And it's the time of the segment where I show love to everybody that popped up. Yo, Lady T, salute to you, and shout out to everybody in Ontario. What we say? He did all that with an ankle monitor because his daddy was so dumb. He didn't stand a chance. Yo, listen, when your daddy was doing retarded shit like he was doing, like we said in the chat, the apple don't fall far too far from the tree. Classic example. You know what I'm saying? Classic example. Like Chico said, stupid is and stupid does. Classic example, man. These niggas have lost their mind. What is that? Pooh Shiesty's greatest song should have been stupid is and stupid does, nigga. Yo, 1000%, man. Stupid is as stupid does. Oh my God. It's time of the day I showed love to everybody that popped up, man. Lady T, salute to you. Shout out to everybody in Ontario. Chico Black, my partner player, my partner player. Y'all take some time and follow his page. Go subscribe to his channel. You know what I'm saying? Industry Insider, Sports Insider, real takes, real opinion, raw, uncut, unfiltered information. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to be back at it again tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Roll call. Got a video coming out later, 3 p.m. If you get a chance, watch it, hype the video, like the video, show some love. Like this live, show love. And I'll be back at it tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Roll call. Chico, everybody else. And as always, play on, play up, play on.